What's going on, studs, studettes, bros, non-bros, and everybody in the middle? Hello, I am your host today, can all decide. Hey, we got a quick time to just look at some stocks before the holiest of holy games starts, all right? So let's give this 10 minutes and do some studying, and then we're going to go off and root for the Lord's team. We're going to root for the Lord's team, of course. So let's take a look here at a couple things. QQQs, we had a down day on Friday. It wasn't much. 0.72% if you really look at it, though. You know, it was kind of, you just gapped down, you spiked up, and kind of faded back to lows. There was not a trend day, anything like that. I wouldn't read too much into it. The Intel earnings were especially nasty. It was a nasty McGee, but it did not have really much going on. If anything, you just kind of pulled right back into some supports here, and you held. So we'll see what's up tomorrow. I don't think there's too much to read about this. Man, a couple more days of this would be amazing. Frankly, if we broke under the 9 EMA and just kind of scared everybody and retested down over here where the 20 is, dude, that would really set up some nice moves. It really would. We got a busy day of earnings, too, so there's a lot to do anyways. You can see here the SPY's been just kind of coagulating right at highs. You got about 3 days of sideways. It could use a pull, too. It's not pulling back yet, but it could use one. But so far, we've seen no signs that the market is really weakening. I mean, really between Tesla and Intel and some other things, like we had the opportunity to get juice to the downside, and we just didn't, right? You know, the setups were there. There were a couple good short setups on NVIDIA, AMD for a hot second at the open, but nothing really happened. Something to keep an eye on. TLT is, you know, been in a downtrend now for the last couple of weeks. And we've built out a nice, easy-go-lucky range here that we'll just have to be super mindful of. I think this will be a helpful tell. What you've noticed here in the price action is that the last so many days, while the TLT has just been right so low, is that every gap in the IWM has been getting fade up. This is not good price action for small caps, by the way. Small caps, mid caps. Get a gap up, you fail. Gap up, you fail. You gap up, you fail. Gap up, you fail. 4 days in a row, guys. I mean, it's a rare occurrence. I haven't seen it 4 days in a row in a non-bear market in quite some time. You know, you would see some of this during like COVID times where people get excited, the market's going to bounce and just flush everybody out. But we haven't seen that much yet, especially the whole, like, not just filling the gaps, but like just totally rolling red and following through. So something to keep an eye on. I think a lot of this has to do with the TLT. We do got rates coming up right now. The odds of them cutting are probably pretty small, but some inkling of cutting, would definitely goose the markets a little bit here. And this is just the levels to kind of keep an eye on. 93 and 94. We're just in a box, right? We're in a box of love, and then when that breaks, that should give the markets a little bit more of a clear direction. But like I said, there's just right now we don't have any signs of real weakness. Yes, the gaps on the IWM are fading, but we're still over all the moving averages. 29, 50, 200. You know, it's not a breakout. It's a little bit of a range, but what else can you really ask for, right? And the Qs have been gone monk, and the SPY's going monk, and the Dow's going monk, right? We're at all-time highs. And as long as we're at all-time highs, we should not overthink this too much and start thinking, this is the worst thing that people do. Biden, migrants, inflation, rates, migrants, Biden, migrants, Biden, migrants, Biden. That's all everybody thinks about. We should, these are all probably important things in your day-to-day, but they don't have anything to do with the stock market, all right? In the end, we're in that kind of sweet spot. The rates went shitload. There's still a lot of jobs, and the market's at all-time highs. Who knows how we got there? We're just there, and we play it accordingly. Don't worry about the rest of the stuff. Let's take a look, man. There's a lot of good looking stocks out here. Guys, I've been putting this Vera on the watch list for a couple days here, and it is still, I think, got a chance here. We can't chase it up on a gap up, but any weakness on this, I think we want to keep red to greening this thing. It's just got a lot of heat on it right now. Alpine, I put this on the watch list on Friday too. You know, I had a small gap up, then pull back into the bone zone, pull back into the bone zone, pull back into the bone zone. I think you got another day on this. You just can't chase a gap up. So day one, day two, this is how stocks work. Write this down. Day ones, day twos, you can chase strength. When you're on day threes, day fours, you can't buy it if it gaps up. You got to wait for it to pull or go red to green. Those are usually the kind of gists of it. Crypto finally got a little bit of rounding. This is very, very normal for bottoms. Guys, bottoms are not like if you've been trying to bounce more coin or something. Bottoms are not like V-shaped. They typically will pull, and then they'll be in like a little bit of an ebb and flow where they will shake out the early buyers, absorb supply, shake out the dip buyers, and just get them all tired, and then you start to make your way as you go. And we're starting to see that in some of these, right? You got a 50-day remount, and in Mara, there's some good stuff happening here. You had 88 million shares in volume. Nice, good range, right? Gap up, pull back into the bone zone, and then a go. This Glacier Bank actually looks pretty good too. This is more of a swing setup. It was up 8% on Friday. It had earnings out. Now you got a flat top breakout setup. Look at the range on this. It's actually got a decent enough ATR. That's a damn good look right there. EYPT, I've been putting this on the list for a few days. You've got yourself a nice flat top breakout over here, and then you have a baby flag at 8% on Friday. I think the biotechs are just starting to pick up steam. You look at Vera Wang, Alpine, EYPT, these are all biotechs. DWAC, this DWAC, it needs a push into the kind of mid-40s. If you can get it, like this is your kind of classic, right? Head and shoulders now. Let this thing pop up into the 42, 44 range. Start looking to flip this thing back the other way. I think that'll be good. American Super Duper Superconductor Corporation is got a nice look to it too. This has got a chance. 27 million share float. I think it gets down over to 18. Any dips on this one, I think we got to buy. You want to chase it up because it's day 3. Any big dips on this, I think we want to buy this. I think SQ's got a chance here, bros and non-bros, right? You got yourself the hold at the 200. If Bitcoin can hold up too, it tends to run with the crypto stocks a little bit. Get yourself a nice pesos on this. Red to green, pop up, pull back into the bone zone. That's good. Man, that's just good range right there to get this party going. I love the look. Philip Van Heusen, my first dress shirts were at Philip Van Heusen at the Monroe, Michigan Outlet Mall, where my dad used to take me and get my dress shirts. Man, that outlet mall was nice. They had like a little nuclear reactor kind of thing in the back, or what looked like one. And you hit that outlet mall, you get like 3 dress shirts for $6. Man, you can't beat any of that, right? Can't beat any of that. This got a nice flat top breakout in it. More of a swing setup. I think it's a swing setup. You don't got earnings out for a while. It's been a big trend. Did 64 to 120. Nice consolidation, 2 months. I mean, that's a good look to it. I think this is a classic breakout setup, right? It's like you come in here, second test, right? 1 test, 2 tests. Now you pull back. And you're going for the 3rd test. 3 tests of resistance makes a breakup. 2 tests are for losers, right? 2 tests are for losers. 3 tests are for wieners. I mean winners. Right? Old Dell here. Old Dell Computers. Old Michael Dell is back from the dead. Just coming up, boxing computers in Austin, Texas. 85 breakout. It's a Beautimus Maximus Maurelius. Shopify, test. Man, this has got Jared Goff explosion all over it. Man, that's where you gotta go. App loving. 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests. hot damn. 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, 4 tests. You got 9 EMA coming up. Dude, that's hot right there. Tesla, after its earnings, I would consider yesterday an inside day. See how narrow the range was? It went from about 186 to about 182, so 4-point range. Think about it like this. Tesla has a $10 ATR, right? 186, 182.50, 4-point range, right? Is 186.50, 182, so 4-point range. So about 40% of its normal ATR, which is $10. It's a very, very tight range. If you take out yesterday's low, I think you come in on the attack on the 179 and maybe bleed out for a little bit. After that bleed out, I wouldn't be surprised to see some type of momentarily bounce on it or something along that end. Lululemon, this has actually got a little bit of a swing trade set up on it. So, you have a $500 stock. You've double tested at the 50-day moving average. If you can kind of come out of this range right here, about 486, I think that actually probably triggers it into this 500. This move here was on earnings right here. You can see this was an earnings breakout. It dipped and ripped. We actually bought the dip on this particular day. And, dude, worst trade of my life, though. I had the options on it. They actually ended up going up like 10,000% by the end of it. So I hit the dip. And they were compressed because it gapped down 5-10%. By the end of the day, it was up 15%, and it was just like this big, nasty, crazy move here. Dude, I like this one for a look here, for a swing if it gets over that way. Docu, you know what? I've been putting this on the watch list, but this is like a buyout play. It might just sit around till that buyout news comes. So probably maybe a leave alone. It's also the price action's been really nasty. Like it's been spiking and fading. Maybe it's a leave alone. Uber. Oh, Uber. Take your Uber to Target, France. Not good at winning wars, but man, they make some good stores, right? You got Target, you got Uber. They got some nice little companies going here. You got this big push, 3-day pullback, guys. 3-day pullback, 3-day light, low volume pullbacks are like the tour de jour of pullbacks in a bull market. You don't really need steeper pullbacks than that because like if a stock is truly strong, you just want like a really light, orderly pullback. Bam, right? Boom. And then you got the big up day on Friday or Thursday and an inside day on Friday. This might be an opening candle kind of play. I'm liking this one a lot. Let's shred this thing. Snow is retesting the breakout spot here. This has got a good look to it. Then we got net at the 50-day moving average. I'm playing this one potentially for a bounce. You don't got earnings out for a couple weeks. And then if we need some shorts, man, this court's been getting dusted every day. You got a big bear flag on this one. Good range on it. GTLS. GTLS. Woo! Right? You got 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests. There's a big, nice trender on it, down 6% on Friday. I think this one, if we need a short, has got a good kind of fade spot to it. So that's the list. I'm sticking to it. You know, there's, of course, a million other ones, but I would focus on some of these crypto names. Some of these biotech names I think are going to be in good spots, you know, and then we'll see. Then we'll see what the heck is going on, you know. We'll see what's going on, and we'll do the downtown Julie Brown.